What I can say is I know off the top of my head an estimated amount of, let's say it's two parents that have two cars and their child gets their license. I can say to a client an estimate of how much that's going to cost for adding on that new inexperienced operator as an occasional driver, with driver's ed, without driver's ed, good student credit or not. You wanna, if your child has a B average or better, then yeah, there's an additional credit that we can provide. If they take driver's ed, that credit is automatically in the registry. It pulls in from their license. A huge one that we don't take advantage of in Massachusetts much is an advanced driver training class, which is also called a skid school. It teaches you how to drive on rain-soaked roads, flooded roads, ice, and from what I have not personally taken it, I should, but I've heard that it's a lot of fun. And that's a credit that can be applied onto inexperienced operators as well as experienced operators. And it's something that everybody can actually take something away from. So one area with inexperienced operators is, yes, an inexperienced operator might be just an occasional operator. But for people that say they do a lot of different sports, a lot of different hobbies, and they need to get a car for that kid, that's where it can get really costly. And so what I would suggest for parents is reach out to your advocate and have a conversation with them of, hey, what kind of car this is what we're thinking about getting. But we do have the ability to give ranges. We do have the ability to give an estimate on something. But once they are a primary driver, honestly, there's only so much that anybody in any insurance company can do. Another factor that I'll say, a lot of parents will tell me, oh, well, they're over this age. Age has not been a factor in terms of cost of coverage. It's actually based on years licensed. So for an inexperienced operator, years licensed, if they're licensed under 6 years, that's where the higher cost is going to be. One pocket is going to be 0 to 3 years license, and then the next pocket is going to be 3 to 6 years. So things generally with most insurance companies after that 3 years have the ability to reduce. After the 6 years also have the ability to reduce, but it's the number of years licensed. So if your child doesn't get licensed until they are about to graduate college at, say, 21, it's gonna cost as much as their 17-year-old that gets licensed. If you're still paying for it and you're the one that's gonna be making decisions, you're gonna receive more credits by that car still being on your policy. Your multi-car credit is still gonna be on there. Your multi-policy credit for having a house is gonna be higher than if the policy was a single policy by itself. So what I generally advise is if they're still in college and that car, while they go off to college, is still going to remain at their house, if they're still in high school, if you're just trying to get the car into their name to get them some credit, honestly, just wait until they're close to graduating college or wait till they've graduated college. And what I've done with some clients is if they sign over the car when they've graduated college, I'll also set up the child for a tenant policy at the same time. That way they have their own auto policy, they have their own policy for their stuff, and when they are ready to move, all they have to do is update the address on both policies.